Vampires ni wale wanyama zinakuja kunywa msee damu hapa asipate life. So tukisema msee anaitwa emotional vampire inamaanisha so these people look for people who are happy. They are settled, they look to be okay. So what they do, they come and drink that life from you. And the principle, the model I follow, so the first one is I do as you watch. Then season 2, phase number 2 is where you do as they help you. They do as you help them. Then from there we go to the 4th phase, which is they do as you watch. Then the last phase is where they do and somebody else is watching. So once you've gone through those 5 phases, you can now release that child. So when you're raising girls, sometimes can be very, very tricky. If you don't draw a boundary well, you may find yourself crossing the boundary and doing something that is very unprofessional.
Can a male mentor a female? The mentee begins to fall in love with the mentor.
The cases you can't handle, just to refer us. It's not a lack of, it's not weakness or a lack of content. It's just being safe.
Lack of content.
So if I refer us, if you're mentoring people and you want them to really grow, number one, you make sure that you walk your talk.
You're watching Mentorship podcast, where families get restored, transformed, and healed. Cause he never ever lose a battle. He never ever lose a battle. God never ever lose a battle. He never ever lose a battle. You're watching Mentorship podcast, where families get restored, transformed, and healed.
What's up, my people? Welcome to the Mind Pursuit podcast. I'm your host, Masin Zuki, the Mind Advocate, and we are beginning the mentorship series. If you're yet to subscribe, we just pause and you subscribe. Subscribe, like, share, comment, tell a friend, and I know they are going to be blessed even as they watch the Mind Pursuit podcast. I am with a guest, a very good friend of mine. Tumefanya huduma in Nairobi. Tuseme Kenya. Tumefanya ministry sana. And we both love impacting young people. And he's one of the best people I would want us to talk about mentorship because he has mentored and he's being mentored. So karibu sana, Derek.
Asante sana. It's also such a big honor to come to this podcast. It's one of the best by the way. I would really encourage people to subscribe and follow the previous episodes. They're really encouraging so that you follow through as we pick it up from today. So thank you so much. My name is Derek, and it's my first time in this podcast, but I'm a follower of this channel.
Oh, thank you so much, Derek. Maybe you can tell people, what do you do?
Okay, so in terms of career-wise, I'm a high school teacher. Outside teaching, I also do counseling, I also do talks to the corporate and also leadership trainings across schools and institutions. And also in terms of ministry, I serve in Grace and Glory Fellowship Church worldwide, where I deal with young people and also run a fellowship called The Well. And I'll say that I'm also an author of 3 books that are out as we are working on the 4th book this year. And that's in summary.
Oh, nice. Maybe share the 3 books and you're going to put them right here.
Okay. So I have done 3 books. So one book is called Reaching the Now Generation. Second book is called Spell of Darkness Among Teenagers. And that book is called A Letter to True Worshippers. And the 4th book I'm doing is a counseling book, which is called Healing the Broken Child.
Oh, that's so deep. Where can people buy the books if they want? Or will you leave your number?
So I'll leave my number so you can reach out and we can definitely give you the book or whatever you can just get the book.
The book.
So my number is 0714-898-538. Yes.
Get in touch and get the books. And I know you will thank me later. So Derek,
yes.
I would want us to take a deep dive into understanding mentorship. Because sisi tuna mentor watu.
Sana.
A lot.
Yes.
Yeah, and you're being mentored.
Yes.
Yeah. So when you think about mentorship in the Bible, which example or principles guide the way you mentor young people today?
Okay. So for me, I think the person I really look at when it comes to my model of mentorship is definitely Paul. Because I love the way he used to pick young people, work with them, raise them, then plan them to do what he's actually doing. And the principle, the model I follow, it gives us actually the 5 phases of mentorship. So the first one is, I do as you watch. So that's the first thing. When you're dealing with the mentorship, that's the first thing they do. So you do everything as they watch. So their main activity in that season is just to watch. Then season 2, phase number 2, is where you do as they help you. Because as they help you, they are learning something. So from there you go to phase 3, whereby they do as you help them. Then from there we go to the 4th phase, which is they do as you watch. Then the last phase is where they do and somebody else is watching. So once they've gone through those 5 phases, you can now release that child. That child will go and become the best. And that's what Paul was actually doing. So you see how he was raising people like Timothy, like Titus. That's the model. And I believe for me, even when I'm raising people, that's the model I follow. So their season, I allow them to watch what I'm doing and they do nothing. And actually, when I began doing the well, that's the model I use. So what I have done with the first cohort for the last 3 years. So the first 1 year, they were just watching what I was doing. We went to the second year. And today, actually, most of them are actually doing bigger things than what I was doing. And actually, you can see that was the model I used. I think it's the best and the easiest for anyone can use. Yeah.
Well, thank you so much for that. I also equally use that model. Yeah, and it works.
It does.
Yeah. So thank you for sharing that. And you've talked about the well.
Yes.
If somebody is hearing it for the first time, who are they? What do they do? And maybe one would want to plug in. So maybe you can give an overview of what's the well.
Okay. So the well is a meeting I normally do in Roai, in our church, Grace and Glory. So we normally meet every Sunday from around 3 to around 6. It's a meeting for young people from different churches. So they come, they plug in, and they come to learn and to be trained. And we just don't focus on one area. So we want to raise a wholesome young person that, as the Bible says, that the word of God is profitable to produce good works, not just church work. So we must produce people who are good in every field, whether it's in the profession, in sports, whatever area God has assigned them to do. So our work is to equip them to do every good work, both in church and also outside the church. So we normally meet every Sunday. There's no subscription, it's free. You join, you plug in, you learn, and it's a good community. And I've seen God deliver people, heal people, take people out of addiction, and quite a number right now are standing and becoming very effective. So at least I've seen a testimony and through practical living of people, and today I can tell God is doing great things in that meeting. And even as we start the second cohort in April, if God will also bring other new people to also join with us in the same way.
Wow.
Yes.
Thank you so much for sharing. So if you're a young person and you're around Ruai area, and even you don't have to be from Ruai, if you want to plug in, you can still plug in at the well. So thank you for that. So how does biblical mentorship shape the way you guide students and young people? And you've already touched on it in terms of the model that you use. So has that model caused impact?
Yeah, definitely I've seen the model really, really work because most young people, they have the zeal. You know, the Bible says that they have zeal but without direction. So most of them, they have the zeal, they have the passion, they have the energy to do the thing, but most of them, they need direction. Because if that energy is not directed well, they are likely to take it in the wrong place. So once we are able to show them what they are called to do, and then they put their energy, their time, their focus in this one thing God has called them to do, at least you can see productivity and success in whatever they are doing. So for me, at least, I can see biblical guidance has produced direction. The other aspect I've also seen Bible really help me when it comes to mentorship. It's the Bible has given me a model for me to impact values and virtues, so that as they grow, they don't become successful people who don't have moral values. Because if you look at people who are stealing, they're successful, but they don't have moral values. So Napata mtu ni governor, is an MCA, is a CEO, is a director in a company, is a principal in a school, but you see most of the things they are doing, they're really hurtful. So somebody is sitting in a very influential place, but because they don't have godly values, so they end up doing bad things. So napata kama ni msichana mdogo amekuja kutafuta kazi, so instead of values really directing the director ama the HR kupatia msichana kazi, you start now raising some conditions that are not good. So you need to do this for me to give you the job. But if we can plant values in people, so we are sure that if this person goes up there, they have something within them that directs them, which is the value system. And the best book that can inculcate values that are godly is definitely the Bible.
You're watching Mind Pursuit Podcast.
Wow, you've touched a chord right there. And maybe you can differentiate for us, what's the difference between coaching and mentorship?
I think the biggest difference between coaching and mentorship is that in coaching, there is the relationship is not that tight, but at least in mentorship is a person you have to relate, you need to work together for quite some season. But for coaching, I can just come for a session or 2 or 3. Once I do my thing, I'm done. But for mentorship is a journey you really need to work. So you only let go the person once you are sure this person has got everything right and correct.
Yeah, and you're right. I think Jesus actually mentored the disciples. He spent time with them. He ate with them. He went out to the field with them.
He did.
So he really embodied the mentorship aspect. And for a coach, it takes it's a short, it's a contract.
Yeah.
I come to your life. I am supporting you in maybe financial literacy or personal development. So there are things that I'm working with you, and then after that, you go.
It's done.
Yeah, and the relationship is terminated.
Yes.
So thank you for that. So you mentor boys and girls. You've been a high school teacher for a long time. You have seen students come in and leave. You have been able to bring some of them into leadership positions.
Yeah.
I can attest to that. So you mentor them, both boys and girls, in different environments.
Yes.
How do you ensure your guidance remains professional and growth focused?
Okay. Well, I began teaching when I was around 19 years.
Imagine. Now it's been over a decade.
Yeah, it's almost 10 years. 10 years plus. And I think when you begin mentorship when you're young, it's very tricky.
Yeah.
Because especially when you're mentoring girls.
Yeah.
At least mentoring boys is not a problem because they're the same gender. But now on the other flip side, when you're raising girls, sometimes can be very, very tricky. Because sometimes they would come with a genuine needs, but sometimes if you don't draw a boundary well, you may find yourself crossing the boundary and doing something that is very unprofessional. So for me, what has really helped me over the years, it's to always know what I can do and what I cannot do. So the things that I feel like outside my docket, so I used to do referrals. Teacher, nimekwama hapa na kwambia go and see the principal. But if I see something that is within my confine or within my jurisdiction, at least those areas I'm able to handle very well. And especially when you're dealing with ladies who are emotionally broken. I think those are the people who are very vulnerable to fall. Because one of the things I have seen, I think for lack of a better word, now nanga wanakuanga what I would actually call today, they become like emotional vampires. And these movies are vampires. Vampires ni wale wanyama zinakuja kunywa msee damu hapa asipate life. So tukisema msee anaitwa emotional vampire inamaanisha, so these people look for people who are happy, they are settled, they look to be okay. So what they do, they come and drink that life from you. So unapatanga watafuta watu wanakaa kupoa, uko happy, so that they can draw that energy from you. So kama uko standby, you may find yourself being drained, and because they are craving for affirmation, for those touches and such, so those people actually even fall into sexual sin is very easy. So that's why you need to be very, very careful, especially when you're doing people that are a bit broken emotionally. Those are the most dangerous people to deal with. So but at least if you have boundaries you've drawn, it becomes a bit easier. So just know what you're supposed to do and what you're not supposed to do. Do your meetings a bit professional and avoid some things. You find yourself doing counseling well without any scandal. Yeah, na pia wewe mwenyewe as a counselor, you also make sure that you don't have those appetites within you. Because as long as those appetites are within you, I'm telling you, Satan will set you up very fast. Takona kuleta clients and you keep on messing up with them. Yeah.
Because there's emotional entanglement.
Yeah.
It's very real. And I see this, you know, with mentorship, because you're pouring yourself to someone, and they are equally pouring themselves to you. And of course with mentorship, because now let me speak for myself, me as a mentor, of course there are boundaries, there are places I won't go. I share with the client or with the mentee something that I know will be beneficial for them. So I'm not disclosing every bit of me, you know. But at the end of the day, your mentee is pouring themselves to you. So there is a high probability there'll be emotional entanglement. And I remember it's a conversation that we used to have here at DC Deliverance Church. If you're wondering where we are at here at Deliverance Church International Umoja, our vision is we are a center for transformation. And we were having that conversations with young people, because the conversation was around, can a male mentor a female? Like, how is that? Because now we noticed there was a challenge. And I know it's not only here, it also happens within every different place. There was a challenge of the mentee begins to fall in love with the mentor. And I have seen it even with me, like even with, you find like the young girls, they are equally like, they really admire you to the point that they want to be you. So it's a very tricky space. So what are these key boundaries that one needs to put?
I think there's some red flags you need to be very careful when you're mentoring, especially the opposite side. Let me speak for me, because I'm a man. Maybe on the side of ladies. There are a few things you can kuona from the mentees and those people are trying to help. I think you need to maybe caution them and you stop it early. Number one is when they start giving excess gifts. You know, gift ikona nguvu. Ifungua mlango fulani kwa moyo. So when you start seeing them doing excess gifts, it can really be dangerous. Because I remember there's a time I used to mentor someone, then they used to bring a lot of gifts. And I think kuna venye the person was using the gifts as a way to, it's like it was a bait. So when I didn't show interest, so your excess attention ikatani kwa hatred. You know, and so I learned something that sometimes when you encourage that thing for long, inaweza kuletea shida sana. So things like excess gifts unaletewa. When you see a person who is always complaining about being lonely, hey, that's a very dangerous red flag. I'm lonely, nobody loves me, you're the one who seems to understand me.
With adolescents.
So hiyo ni mtego. That's not even a compliment. So sometimes when they zero their life, they don't have life outside you, it becomes very dangerous. So they need to branch out and have as many friends as possible. But because actually confine, like, you're the only person they call, they text, they chat with, you're the only person they talk to, that can also become a very dangerous trap for you. So vitu kama hizo za gives, unapata mtu ako so much, kama ako dependent on you so much, your dependency can also become very, very, very unhealthy on you. And also, you also avoid being touchy. Yeah, because sometimes unapata wakati mtu ako very broken, you know, sometimes you want to be hugged, tukakueleweka. Sometimes if you don't know how to deal with such situations, unajipata and overboard. Like I remember there's a case of handling of a certain girl. She went to see a certain pasi, then after I think akaanza kulia nini, si pasi akamkumbatia. So in the process they kissed. And the guy is saying that says a pasi. Okay, so msana akamgeuzia. Sema pasi alinifanyia hivi akanifanyia hivyo. So the guy akashishwa kazi job church.
it's very rampant what you're saying, like na imefanya pastors wakashukishwa cheo, wakatolewa, and kwa hiyo harakati, because you're talking about, and it was even something in line with my next question, in mentorship, emotional connections can develop because of trust, because this person is vulnerable with you, and if they are navigating emotional turmoil, like wanaenda through, they are going through emotional things that are making them to be emotionally experiencing stressors that are causing emotional constraints, then at the end of the day, unapata, they begin to trust you, they feel like you're the one who understands them. And kidogo, that is where love begins. And is it really love? I don't think so. So how to maintain healthy boundaries? I like what you've been able to say, like refer appropriately if you realize, kuna venye, you're not able to support this young person. And this happens a lot with adolescents, because they're also navigating, understanding who they are, vis-a-vis, we say they navigate through identity versus role confusion. So ajui kama hao ni adults, ama they are young, they are in between, and then they are trying to find who they are in terms of even their value systems. And then they are coming to you because you are an authority. And to you, they are looking at you, they've put you on a pedestal, and they know that you're going to sort all their needs. And then you're listening to them more than how they can see their parents listening to them. They will fall in love. So we need to draw those boundaries. That's very, very important, because we are also human. When an opposite gender comes closer to you, you will definitely lean in. So we need to draw those boundaries. So maybe you can tell us, what advice would you give other mentors who work with young people in school or churches about professional ethics?
I think number one, I would say, one, you can do a research on the ethics of counseling. I think it starts there. Once you know the ethics, at least from there, at least you know what you're supposed to do and what you can avoid. And number two, you can also do referrals. The cases you can't handle, just do referrals. It's not it's not weakness or a lack of content. It's just being safe.
Lack of content.
So when you find a referral, sijiamini sana. Even Paul used to say, don't put confidence in the flesh. And it can really fail you. So do referrals to really, really help you a lot. The number three, I would also say, if especially in the school setup, in the church setup, I would also advise you also do a lot of research. Because currently we are dealing with a generation that is, ukiangalia generation ya saa hii na our time when we were teenagers, I think as we were raised with hard life, we got used.
Resilience.
So we got used of resilience and these things. But generation ya saa hii ni mayai. So a small thing to a shut after wembe.
Self-harm.
I think now that's, especially even where I'm teaching, it's a common thing. Wakichokozwa nyumbani, especially unaona mtoto ameenda nyumbani, when they open school, you look at their hands. So many marks. What was the problem? The day mom shouted at me, I didn't get this, nikajikatakata. So I feel like we need, I think this is the time people need to do a lot of research. You need to do research about depression, about anxiety, about self-harm, despair, and all these things, so that you know what you're dealing with. Even pastors. You know, I noticed there are three aspects of pastoring that we need to be, even pastors need to learn. So there's pastoral care, there's pastoral counseling, and there's also something called pastoral psychotherapy. Most pastors only know the first part, pastoral care. Ya kupreach, kukalea watu mikono, kushika microphone, kwenye hivi. Wase wadunde, uchukue kitambaa, hizo ndo tunapenda. So in the pastoral care part of it, hapo ndo part most pastors they know preaching, shouting, nini, kuimbisha watu na mbele za Mungu, which is good, it has got its part. But I can tell you most of the issues that are hailing people cannot be sorted with pastoral care. Because mtu atakuja hapa, you know, if you're not equipped in the, psychotherapy and counseling, and a person comes to you, maybe it's a couple, it's a child, mtu ameumia kuja kwako, the best thing you will do is pray for them. And we'll bring your hand, we rebuke, we fight, and you lay your hands and you say, go in peace. No weapon fashion against you prosper.
Shall prosper.
Hata mtoto hujamsaidia.
Haki ukweli hujamsaidia.
So ameenda lakini ataenda home, but you've not given that kid skills. If this thing arises, what do I do? But in counseling, at least mtakuja umsikize. And you help the child separate chaff from the wheat. And one if this happens, this is how you respond. This is how you respond. So when that child leaves that place, even if they don't go with all the answers, at least they leave your office with skills. And that's the best thing you need to do. So if a person is not equipped in counseling and therapy, you'll do a very shallow work. So unapata watu wengi wanaenda church nini and so because pastors have seen people are so desperate and they don't have the skills, so what they do what we see in Nigerian movies. So we've turned the church into a shrine. So you go to this shrine where we have a cross, give you some anointing oil, give you some kitamba, go do some chanting in the house, problems will be sorted out, which is Pentecostal witchcraft. But you're really not helping people. So I think it's time even our pastors need to be equipped in counseling and therapy so that they do a complete good work on people, even teachers. So this also time even teachers need to be equipped. And I think people who have been equipped like you, they will also challenge you, visit schools, talk to their owners, one day want to have a session with teachers. They train them how they can counsel kids. It becomes, because for you cannot be able to go to every school every day. But because teachers are there every day, Monday to Friday, 14 weeks every month. So that teacher, if that teacher is well equipped, that teacher can help those kids in every school. So at least that's something you can actually start. Go to the schools, have a program with the teachers, train them. And I can tell you, no school will turn down that offer. Because that's a crisis. It's a big crisis. So if you train them and you train them,
you're good to go.
You're good to go.
That's a challenge, and I take that, and I take it.
Take it, because
so
you're equipped more than I do.
We need to, for sure.
You're watching Mind Pursuit Podcast.
So thank you so much. Unasema pastors, servants of God, we need to go back to school and learn about counseling or work, because people like us are in the church spaces.
Yes.
Yeah. And I really like what happens here at Deliverance Church. There's a counseling facility. So at the end of the day, if somebody is in need of therapy services, there's the role the pastor plays, but also there's a part in which the counselors come in to equally support the client. So this is something that can go even in other churches, in schools. How do we empower the guidance and counseling teachers? So if you're a psychologist and you're out there, that's also a challenge equally to you as well. What are you doing with your gift to be able to support humanity? So thank you for that. And even as we are coming to the close of this conversation, I would want to hear from you. How do you balance personal compassion with professional responsibility in mentorship roles?
Okay.
How do you mtoto amekuja, wewe ni mwalimu. Professionally, you are the teacher.
Yes.
Now in the school setup. How do you balance the personal compassion with professional responsibility in mentorship roles?
I think both of them are intertwined in a way because you can't separate. I think the main thing I do, especially in counseling, I think the greatest thing I have done is to make sure that the child is heard. So you give them a listening here, you listen to their issue, you share the issue. Then from there now is when I can offer professional counseling to the child. Because there's a school I know in Nairobi where a girl committed suicide. Because the girl went to a teacher, akamwambia teacher, I'm going through something. So mtoto anambia I'm busy. Kaenda kwa mwalimu mwingine I'm busy. So that was on Monday, Tuesday. So kufika around Saturday, the kid committed suicide in the dorm.
Oh wow. That is
so sad. So watoto wakariot hivyo ikanyagiwa ikaisha. And you see the main issue is because the problem was the kid was never listened to. So I think it's also the point of a bit compassionate and also you apply empathy. So if a kid comes and they are broken, you listen to them. Then from there, is now you can give them professional counseling so that they don't say nobody had me. So we also have that duty to listen to them. But now from there, it's now when you have to apply the professionalism so that you're able to see what you can do from that point.
Yeah, so we don't sympathize, but we empathize.
Yeah, we empathize.
And there's a difference.
There's a big difference.
Sympathy is feeling sorry for the person. Yeah, to the point whereby sasa kama hajakula, wewe umeacha kazi yako kama mwalimu, umeanza kumtafutia chakula. Nani anafunza wale watoto class? Umeenda na mtoto. And these things happen. Yeah, so like tunasema you empathize. That means get into the shoe of that person, get into their world. If maybe urinating on in the bed is a big deal to them, let it be a big deal to you and help this child be able to better navigate that stressor. Yeah, and there's something you keep on referring us to the code, and in counseling there are code of ethics. Like one, I'll give us two. One, we call it beneficence. Do everything for the benefit of the client. So what you're doing, is it for your benefit or for the benefit of the client? If you realize it's for your benefit, then you are on. There are no boundaries there. But if it is for the benefit of the client, then that is very important. And the other one is non-maleficence, which means do no harm. If you're not able to support this child, amekuja kwako amejikatakata na haujui umwambie nini, refer to a guidance and counseling teacher. Refer to somebody to a psychologist who is able to better support this person. Inform the parents, the caregivers, that this is somebody who requires to be seen by a professional so that they are able to better navigate. I don't think that makes you less of a person.
Yeah, definitely.
In as much as in a school setup, the students looked up to teachers. But we cannot be able to do away with the mental health burden if we just leave it to the teachers, or we leave it to the pastors to handle, or we leave it to the parents to handle. We need to look at something we call the multidisciplinary approach, multi-sectoral approach, whereby we have different people, key players coming on board to be able to support. And who are these key players? The teachers, the pastors, the community, the caregivers, the professionals, all of us coming on board to be able to support. So thank you for that. So what qualities should mentors model so that young people experience growth and healthy guidance?
Number one is to ensure, so if you're mentoring people and you want them to really grow, number one, you make sure that you walk your talk.
Deep.
So if you walk your talk, at least now you stamp some authority in their life, so they're like, wow. There's something Paul used to say, says imitate me. As I imitate Christ. You know, there's a difference between to imitate and to photocopy.
Yes.
So those are two different words. So to imitate actually means three things. It means that you look, you learn, and you practice. So you look what I'm doing, you learn from it, then you go and practice. That's actually the concept of imitation. So, but people cannot imitate you until you come to that point of walking your what? Talk. So that's the first thing you really must do. And number two, you have to ensure that you also avoid that dependency. They don't depend on you so much. So you also train them on how they can walk by themselves. So like that time you are the one to do everything, Train them how they can pray for themselves, research for themselves, stand on their own, so that at least they begin to mature a bit faster. Because the more, even economically, when you have many dependents, you also don't enjoy your money. So kwa watu wenu umeinuliwa kwa familia peke yako, and you have these 6 brothers who are broke. Hata enjoy hata pesa yako. But kama wengine wamewastabilize, wamekuwa strong, you guys can do wonders together. So actually it's for your advantage if you're able to make them grow very fast. Also inakuwa easier, it becomes better. Even for me, when I was doing the well, actually, the first time it was really a struggle because I was actually doing everything. Because I was a struggle. Even sometimes they even ask you the basic question like, "What are you doing?" Now you can't say it. But later, got too patient, no aggression. I remember the first time we did the first kesha. Wamekuja wengi, and it's like they've never gone to a kesha. So we did kesha at 10. Kufika 1, guys were tired. Niko hapa nikisukuma hadi 4.
Utakuumiza watoto.
So nikamwambia you guys let's close at 1.
Yeah.
So we took tea and biscuits and ndazi, but tukaeka movie. So the next one we did. So right now tunaweza chapati asubuhi. But the first time it was struggle. At least unakuwa patient na wao. So inafika mahali now they're able to stand. And nowadays I just do the back seat. You see them do everything from the back. So there's that point of really making sure that push. And that thing, I would really say is a main thing I've learned, especially when I'm counseling people who have an issue with their parents, some of their mentees, their mentors. I would also advise mentors, some parents or people, teachers or koju, ni to make sure that you differentiate between a performance problem and identity problem.
And identity problem.
Yeah, because sometimes when people flop, that's a performance issue. So what we normally do when a person flops on an assignment, so instead of dealing with the performance issue, sasa unatania vitu inakuwa identity issues. For example, asumi na mia mama, then kuambia Masi, ndo pika chapo. Ndo pika zile vitu za pasova. Mwazijua zile mako. Na mikate ngumu hapo na ziko shapeless. So that's a performance issue, umepika vibaya. So I should actually tell you, umeka unga mingi, ulikanda vibaya, ndo maana imetoka hivi. So you're now correcting the performance. But I can actually turn that thing into identity, ni crash vibaya. Ni kuambia, what? Is this how you're going to be cooking for your husband? Utachapo, utafukuzwa. I don't even know who is going to marry you. What have you done? You've turned a performance problem into what? Identity. So that child, ilikuwa tu shida, ilikuwa chapo. Now from that day, that kid will late married. Ukisema unaogopa kuolewa, wewe nitachapo. Na sasa utachapo, mimi sijui kupika. Lakini unapata hiyo mbegu ilipandwa na nani? Na mzazi. Sometimes even when you're a parent, you're a teacher, you're in a place of authority. And you're mentoring people, so you must be patient to know there's people who flop, these people who fail. So when they flop, make sure that you never turn the performance problem into identity, because the day you do that, you crash that child forever.
Like ukweli. And that's why we say 2 people who can either make or break a child is a parent and a teacher.
Very fast.
Words are powerful.
Very fast. And that's where the problem is. So if we stop turning performance into identity problem, then I think we'll raise very good kids. They'll also learn patience, and they don't have to ile pressure, they must be perfect. So that you have just to be real. If I make a mistake, no mom will correct me with patience and love. They'll become better and better and better. Within a short time, that kid has done the best, and they become the best version. And they'll forever say you are the one who made them what they are. Unapata siku hizo watu wanachukia wazazi, hawataki kuwa kama wazazi wao. Kabisa. Wakifuata story mingi, ni wazazi wao wakifanya makosa. Na inuliwa nyundo nyingine kubwa sana, unashanga. You are crushed into pieces. So I think those are the 3 main things that maybe we focus on. We'll become better mentors.
Oh, thank you for that. And the last question, how can mentorship in school and church complement each other? Kwa sababu wakiwa shule wanakutana na Derek as their teacher.
Yeah.
Wakikuja church wanapatana na Sunday school teacher, like Mercy. I was a Sunday school teacher. Once a Sunday school teacher, always a Sunday school teacher. So wakikuja deliverance wanapatana na Mercy as their Sunday school teacher. Yes. So how can mentorship in school and church complement each other without crossing relational boundaries?
I think it's where they come to a point where they know they need each other. So the school needs the church, and the church needs the school. Tunapatanga most times taenda tu pate shule zingine hazitaki servants of God, people can really offer counseling from the church perspective. But I think if these two come together and they correlate and they work together, where you come up with goals. So kama ni pastoral, ni counseling. So you look at how can you use the pastoral lane and counseling to achieve this target. So ukipitia ile unapitia ile alafu to achieve ile, I think we are good to go. So we can actually work together and we produce a child that is wholesome. So unapitia na healing from me part, unapitia na healing from the pastoral field, na produce a disciplined child. Wewe kiambia wanafunzi acheni kubehave vibaya, wana preach bad behavior will take you to whatever bad place. So you end up producing you end up targeting the same goal. So I think the best thing is when you come up with similar goals, similar expectation, and you hit the target together. So it becomes a bit easier. But mkijitenga, it will be a big struggle on your side. So it's easier if you co-work together.
We need to co-work together.
Yeah.
So in this podcast, there are parents who watch as well.
Okay.
What is that one thing you would want to tell them as we wrap it up?
Yeah, I would just say Psalms, I think Psalms 127 says, "Blessed is a man whose quiver is full of arrows." So for me, I would say, your child is the arrow, you are the bow. So you're the one to polish that arrow, put it in the bow, stretch your blow, and then you release it. But never release a bow you've not polished well. So polish your child in every side, spiritually, academically, morally, character-wise. Then the day you put that and then you release out, utatuachilia mtoto mzuri kwa dunia. Yeah, we are tired of gangsters and bad things. So we want to produce good child and good children, but it has to be a core teamwork from teachers, churches, parents, but mainly parents who have the biggest responsibility to do. So the first 12 or 14 years a child uko naye kwa nyumba, do your best. That would be my parting shot for them.
Wow. I hope you've learned a lot. Keep it locked because this conversation continues even in the next episode. But while at it, remember to subscribe, share, comment, tell a friend to tell a friend, and I will see you on the next one. Adios.